All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All You Can Eat Chelsea, episode 214. Judgment Day. Judgment Day is upon us. That's been my theme. I'm pretty sure that's probably what the theme of the lads are as well. Final day, as Matisse predicted so long ago, that it was all going to come down to the final day. I was hoping it wasn't going to get to this point. I was hoping that we get it all wrapped up. But no, there's literally at least 4 teams that are looking at their future on the final day, especially for the top 5 spots. Obviously, the first and second are taken, but third, fourth, and fifth are up for grabs. First up, Matisse, how you doing, my man?
Very good, brothers. Very good. I'm not really even, obviously now I am, but I wasn't really even thinking about the weekend, the last day or two. I'm just leaving that till Friday, panic at the last minute, submit something in, hope I pass. Let's see how it goes, man. But tomorrow's going to be fun. Europa League final. There's plenty of fun before the festivities. You know what I mean?
100%, man. I mean, tonight there's Man City. There could be fun there. Maybe Bournemouth could steal a point, and Man City are roped into it well and truly as well. And then obviously there's Europa League and whatnot. So yeah, there is a lot of fun that needs to happen before our fixture. But guess who's back, man? Guess who's back? Drogba is in the building. Like every wrestler that goes away for a few months and they return back, and yeah, it's an absolute, amazing feeling to have Drogba back.
It's WrestleMania, bro. I had to be there.
You had to be there. It's WrestleMania. You had to be there, bro. How you doing, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, bro. Good. Was looking forward to this show because the last game of the season, most important game of the season. And yeah, I've been very crazy last month and a half with all the travel, with cricket, with some personal commitments. But yeah, I was like, I have to make time for this because I can't miss this. We need the squad for this one. And yeah, looking forward to the game on the weekend. Biggest Premier League games in last 2 or 3 seasons, I believe.
I agree. Biggest one, I feel, under this ownership, because Champions League football is up for grabs. Yeah. Josh was saying, damn, Bubba got some strong arms. We were literally saying that off air.
Bubba's been lifting. Yeah. He's carrying the team on his back.
I hope the lads lift our expectations.
Someone's just flexed.
Hey, brother, you're not alone, bro.
We need all the muscle. We need all the muscle this Sunday.
I'm gonna stay away from this one. Yeah, one of those. That one, Matisse, the gun. Put the gun.
Oh, the Michael Jackson one.
Michael Jackson one. Yeah, put that gun down, bro. Nah, man, good to have Bubba back, obviously. Fantastic. Javon, every now and then, I don't know, when I'm off air and I'm looking at your messages on WhatsApp, I tend to call you Yavon. I don't know why I call you Yavon. Maybe like I like the J to be silent. But yeah, Javon, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, bro. I'm doing well. Looking forward to the final game of the season. In the past, beating Nottingham Forest was a walk in the park. But now,
true.
Dare I say I'm nervous? We're in the precipice of Champions League football. Dare I say I'm nervous? So I'm looking forward to the last game of the season, and I kind of want to win by multiple goals in case it comes down to goal difference. Who knows? But we'll see how it is.
It's funny.
Bro, look, as long as
you called Yavon, it reminds me of certain Jesper Gronkiar and his final day goal against Liverpool. Fits in perfectly with the theme of what we need to do.
True. Javon and Jesper Gronkiar. Now, look, Javon, you definitely have the right to be nervous, man. I'm nervous. We're going to kick things off with Matisse. Matisse, my man.
Brother.
Final day, bro. You've been talking about this. Like seriously, probably 4 or 5 fixtures ago. I remember you saying you're looking at that Forest fixture and you're going, I don't want this to happen, but I feel like it is all going to come down to that fixture at their home ground. Needing a victory is exactly what we need, because anything else is up to gods. We don't know what's going to happen elsewhere. We get a victory, we get the job done, but this is a game where both teams need a victory. Do you know what I mean? They want a victory. because they can get into Champions League potentially. We want a victory. We want to get into Champions League. I cannot think of a bigger situation under this new ownership than this match, where this is truly a blockbuster finish for the end of the season.
Yeah, I remember we won here last season. Reece James whipped it into Jackson back post. I think James came off the bench, 83rd minute winner or something like that. This is, I mean, listen, Forest had a sharp decline as well. You know, we've actually been in good form. When you look at our recent run, only Newcastle have we lost to. Everything else has been really good. Yeah. And Forest have had quite the opposite. They lost at home to Everton. They drew with Leicester. They've had they lost at home to Brentford. They've actually had some really poor results. So this could have been worse. This could have been worse. You know, this situation could have been worse. Forest could have needed only a point to stay ahead of us or something like that.
Well, they dropped points against Leicester. Like that was an unnecessary drop of points from them.
Exactly. So I feel I knew it was going to come down to the last day, but I always said I'd rather, obviously, I need it to come down to the last day with us being ahead of them. The only issue is Villa. Villa are the ones that are making this where we have to win this game, because Villa are going to go to Old Trafford and Man United are 100% going to be either drunk or depressed.
Do you know what? Whether they win or lose, I think it's going to be. It doesn't matter.
They'll be
it
drunk.
really doesn't matter.
It really doesn't matter. If they win, they're definitely not getting anything against Villa, because if they win, they're going to go out partying. They're gonna drink. Bilbao is gonna be on his backside. Yeah, it's gonna be mad. And if they lose, maybe, just maybe, they might want to prove a point to the home fans at the end, because it's gonna. The thing is with Man United, if they lose, they're trophyless and they're 16th or 17th without 40 points. That is embarrassing. So there's a little bit of hope that they might fight for their fans, not even respect at that point, just for their forgiveness in the final day. But that is it.
Fair.
But really, bro, it's all on us. We have to do our job. We have to win against listen, records go out the window on the last day, brother. Trust me. Trust me. Don't worry about the records. Trust me, Z. Don't worry about the records. I'm not interested in the records. If you win that Europa League final, you don't not turn up on Sunday, in my opinion. But yeah, we just have to do our job. We have to beat Forest away. We have to go there. We have to be solid defensively. I actually would rather we don't play into their hands and actually try and dominate the ball too much. I think if we play this a little bit more pragmatic, and we almost let them have a bit of the ball, because the onus is on Forest to win the game as well. So Forest,
they got to win the game. Yeah,
exactly. Forest can't draw. Forest need to step out. They need to attack, and then if we not low block it, maybe mid block it, keep things tight, and break on them, I think we'll get a lot more joy. Whereas if we fall into their trap and we kind of try and suffocate them, and we're in their half, one ball in behind with Elanga or whoever's going to play in that front three, and there could be problems. So because we know they know how to defend.
Why are you saying Elanga? Toby was saying in all you can eat. Toby was saying in the Big Six that perhaps Hudson-Odoi,
Yeah, Hudson-Odoi.
That's the worst case scenario. Demon.
Can you imagine the 1v1 demon scores the winner against us and sends us into Europa or whatever? So yeah,
that would be mad.
Must win, bro.
Lately, he hasn't started though, Hudson-Odoi. Baba, I want to bring you in on this one. Matisse said that, look, if Man United win, they're going to be drunk. And I'm taking this angle is because I want to make sure everything is there. Even if we don't get the win, can we get something elsewhere, which is obviously reaching a little bit. But just play along with me for a second. If Man United win, they're going to be drunk, which is probably not good for us, because we don't want them to be drunk. We want them to be sharp against Aston Villa. Help us a little bit if something happens to us. So Matisse, I think, sort of indirectly said, I kind of want to allow Spurs to kind of get this so that they're demoralized and they can come to Old Trafford with something to fight for their fans. Do you want that as well? That, look, if Chelsea don't get the business done, because a lot of people are saying draw could be a big part in this. Do you hope that Man United then don't win the Europa League and play for something against Villa? Do something against Villa?
That's the insurance, basically, Miss. I feel because none of us are completely sold on our team, right, to do the job at Forest away. Yeah. Because this terrible United team also took some beating. and we all knew that that's going to happen. And somehow it's something about United. It's a mental blockade, or I don't know what happens. Even the worst Man United team, we are not able to get past them very easily. I think it is down to the system that Maresca plays, and this system tends to collapse without Jackson. However unfortunate that his absence is, he's a very important part of that this system. So
even though he has all these flaws, he's still important to the whole
because
system.
without him, Palmer looks really ineffective in my opinion. Like his effectiveness goes down. Although if Madueke would have converted one of those two chances that Palmer set up for him, I think it would have been a convincing victory in the end. But you know what I mean, right?
That's
like
true. That's true.
That performance was not convincing. So yeah, without a proper striker, without us not getting to see a lot of plan B from Maresca, I don't know what he was thinking in the last game, getting Lavia on so late. We were all crying out loud for substitutes, like, please change something, please get something in. I know we all knew that there were no attacking options left on the bench because Sancho was not available, Jackson was not available, and Nkunku is injured. And Nkunku anyways is not an option nowadays. But we all knew that we had a limitations. It took that moment of brilliance from Reece James to decide that game. So I'm concerned from that point that unless we have another moment of brilliance, system to system, it is very difficult to beat Forest. Like, they are well.
Bro, at this point, I'm backing Cucurella, bro. I'm backing Cucurella to score again.
Yeah,
I think he's
we'll need something magical, like Groenker I mentioned. We need a moment like that. The £1 billion goal, as they refer to that goal. The difference is we've already spent £1 billion. Now we only need the goal.
We've smashed the credit card. We smashed the credit card. Now we're gonna purchase something now.
So this is Groenker in reverse. But for us to be absolutely safe, I hope that United do something against Villa. You remember that Sarri season, the 18-19 season, when we were fifth or sixth with 5 or 6 games remaining and we were nowhere near top 4. Then all of the teams started suddenly losing points, and we were not good also. Like, we did not win all our games. We drew some games, we lost some games. It was down to other teams being so terrible. And you never know, like Newcastle play Everton. If we beat, or even if we draw against Forest and Everton somehow get a result against Newcastle, we might finish above them. Man City can very well lose both their remaining games because Fulham and Bournemouth are no mucks.
But I'm cheering for Bournemouth tonight. I am cheering for Bournemouth.
Anything can happen, bro. Anything can happen. Anything can happen, and we might end up 7th also. So it works both. So it works both ways.
Back to Conference League again.
We could finish 3rd. We could finish 7th.
I have this
positivity, boys. Positivity, boys. It's positive.
I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not being overconfident. I'm just cautiously being optimistic. I feel if we win against Forest, or if we make it to the Champions League, we'll 110% win the Conference League as well. But if we lose, we'll lose the Conference League also. It's all or nothing, literally, for Chelsea.
Wow. Do you know there is a possibility? I want to bring in Javon now. There is a possibility and I know, Javon, you said positivity. I'm just playing some things in my mind, and I don't want to dwell on it too much because I don't want to bring bad juju. But there is a possibility where we could be 7th and not win Conference League and be in Conference League again.
Listen, for this fan base, for my brothers on the podcast, for Eunice, wherever it is, for every content creator in this Chelsea space, whether you like us or whether you hate us, we need Champions League football. Because all of us will tear or burn something down. I don't know what will tear or burn down, but we will tear and burn something down. Listen, this is one of the most exciting end of season for me. I'm nervous, like I said before, but hey, what better way to get Champions League football by outright beating your competition, right? And I'm looking at the table. If City don't win today, it's gonna be possibility. There's a possibility they don't get Champions League football, right? One slip up from Newcastle, we still finish above them, you know. So I am actually optimistic. Again, it's not the worst opposition to play. Like Matisse says, we can let them have the ball and run back at Liverpool. Liverpool have most of the ball and we attack that way. and our players just have to rise. I've said I've been consistent over the season. I want us to take care of the job first before we look outside, because it doesn't matter if outside falls in our favor and we never take advantage. We have to take advantage first. So start Lavia in midfield, put Carceda at right back, get a bit solidity at the back.
Really, you're gonna leave Reece James behind on this one off the back.
I was
of
thinking
the
about
assist that he
playing him at
provided?
right centre back. I would consider playing him at right centre back. You know, have Kukorea there, just play our strongest 11. I know the striking is a bit fugazi right now because we don't have a striker, but I'm saying start the three wingers up top, net up front, you know, and just put your best foot forward, because it's all gonna come down to this. Again, we're on the precipice of Champions League football. One win, we're in UCL, and then, as Eunice would say, shout out to Eunice, this summer transfer window would tell us all we need to know. So we really need that for the betterment of the club and for our future and for every content creator that does Chelsea on YouTube. Because I don't think we can suffer mid-table again. We can't do it.
No. We need Champions League. Go on, Baba.
Just one more thing. If we win, it would be our first away league win of the calendar year away from London.
What?
Outside London. We've not won
This
any
year.
games this year, 2025.
We're in May.
We've not won any away game outside of London
In 2025.
in 2025.
Outside of London. So we didn't win against us.
Fulham, that's it. No, just Fulham.
Oh, Fulham.
That's all we got.
Well, I'm not so confident
that is basically the
anymore now.
neighborhood. Fulham does not even count like as a far London
Same postcode. So basically, we've not won a game outside of our postcode this year.
Outside of our postcode. So
Yes.
we're pretty much at home. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Streaks are meant to be broken. We'll break that. We'll win.
Yeah,
Matisse,
we
just
we will.
a second ago, I was very confident until Baba just shouted me. Now I'm all clouded in my head. Matisse, I wanted to ask you that this game, this is no Man United. You see what happened to us against Newcastle, that first 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It seemed like we were a little bit bamboozled in that match. And then we slowly got back into it. I'm seeing a lot of stuff on social media. I'm hearing a lot of things. Apparently, Forest fans and Nuno Espirito Santo has already come out publicly and said, oh, our fans are going to be bouncing, that they're bouncing. I mean, I've never been to that stadium. Obviously, I don't know whether you've been to that stadium, but you've got the local knowledge. Like, people are saying they're going to be up and that stadium is going to be roaring that day, cheering on their home crowd. I mean, I'm a bit concerned that can our players, that level of atmosphere, I've seen them buckle just a few games ago. How important is it that first 15, 20, 30 minutes just soak up that pressure, man, if there is pressure?
I've never been to the City ground, but you need to remember these are two-time European winners, European Cup winners. This is a big club. This is a historic club, and this ground, they can create a very serious atmosphere, and I think they will on the final day. That's why I don't like the fixture. That's why I don't like the fixture, because on the final day, their fans know, and they've had their little mini controversies with their owner and the manager on the pitch and everything. But look at the standards their owner is trying to set. They are going to create a massive, massive atmosphere on that final day. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Because they're guaranteed to get some sort of European football, but they just want to get the best of the best now. Europa League football is still an incredible achievement for them. I know they were third for a long part of the season. They'll probably be one in Champions League, but Europa League is still a great achievement. They need to win to have a chance of Europa League, because Villa are ahead. City, we don't know what they're going to do tonight, and they're playing us. Bro, set pieces is huge.
Shit.
Set pieces in this game is huge. Huge. I don't need no Superman Sanchez. I don't need no nonsense on the marking, because their centre-backs, their striker...
Yeah, their centre-back... What's his name? Milinkovic.
Yeah,
Milinkovic.
He's a specialist, isn't he?
Set pieces are massive, bro. Absolutely
Chris
massive.
Wood.
Chris Wood's now on 20 goals, I think, in the Premier League. He has dried up a bit in the last few months, but still an incredible achievement. And Mbeumo and Whistle probably on be on 20 goals as well by the end of the campaign. They're one away each. But yeah, this game is going to be physical. There's going to be they're going to be looking for transitions. They're going to get the ball up the pitch quickly. They're going to try and kind of put us in a false sense.
Morgan Gibbs-White as well, Matisse. Morgan Gibbs-White. He's
ball carrier. And this is the thing. Against Manchester United, Enzo Fernandez was playing as part of the 2 with Caicedo. And it's very clear to me that the manager, this is why he's avoiding Enzo as one of those 2. Because in that first half, the way that Man United were getting through our midfield, Caicedo was almost playing midfield on his own. When Enzo's, and the manager's really kind of already said this, but when the Enzo is asked to be almost the tertiary kind of defensive player in midfield, after the inverted fullback and Caicedo, it's no problem. But ask him to be the secondary defensive player with Caicedo, and that's where we look a bit more open. Obviously, Reece James playing right side centre back, I think that was the perfect position for him because I've said the guy can't get up and down as a flying fullback. He can't be doing the overlapping. But if you ask him to play in the Aspilicueta position under Conte, and then you still give him the license to get on the edge of the area in central positions where Gusto has been in many times this season, but Gusto ain't got the cross, he ain't got the shot, and he ain't got the weight of pass or the decision making. Reece James, put him in that position, bang, incredible cross. I would like a similar setup, but Lavia's got to play this game. Lavia's not going to play against in the Conference League because he doesn't play those matches. Lavia has to play this game.
So you're dropping Enzo Fernandez.
I don't know who I'm dropping, but I know that Lavia is playing. So I'm a name 12, and then you just take whatever one out you want. But Lavia is playing next to Caicedo in this game.
Yeah.
You rock up to this game without Lavia next to Caicedo, and you're a fool. You are a fool. And to be honest,
maybe take out George. Maybe take out George and have Palmer up front. Yeah.
We haven't seen Palmer past 9 all season. Could be a solution.
Or Palmer on the right, and Enzo
and Pedro Neto in the middle.
Neto in the middle, or Sancho or Madueke on the left. Most likely will be Madueke.
So I would do that. I would go Madueke on the left. I'd play Palmer as like a
floating right.
Right. So it's not equal on both sides. Madueke is holding the width, right? And then Palmer and Reece James and maybe who else is there? Caicedo are kind of operating that right. It's not and remember, when Neto plays up front, let's not forget people. Neto does pull out to the wing as well. Yeah. He does pull out to the wide area. He doesn't just stay. So it's not listen, this is not gonna be a balanced team. We don't have a striker, and we're not gonna have balance. But if you're gonna play Enzo, you have to play him in front of Lavia and Caicedo. You can't play Enzo
and with Enzo, you can have that shot from the edge of the box as well. He has that creativity to find these attackers in the half spaces. And plus with James in this team as the right back, you get that explosiveness also on the flank, those overlapping runs. And if you need someone to cross it into, although we don't have a focal point of attack, but James's crosses are very accurate. Even without a proper physical striker, he tends to find the target.
And please remember, Enzo is slowly developing those late runs into the box to get on.
What a goal he scored against Liverpool, Javon. That goal he scored against Liverpool when Neto cut that ball in, and he was brilliantly then slapped that in.
Did you see his run? He stuttered for a bit, then he timed his run, and then he arrived late.
He's watching.
And did you see what he said after the match? He goes, "I now understand what Maresca wants from me. That's what he wanted." And I agree. You need to have all the players that are goal scorers. I think, look, as much as I like Tariq George and I feel like he's got a big future at Chelsea Football Club and in general in football, but maybe this is a game my man probably
That's not his fault also. That's not his fault.
Yeah, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Yeah. And look, I think that game against Man United was a bit too much for him. He was a bit overshadowed. This one is probably even bigger. I'd go with that idea of I think play all the right, like Lavia needs to play. Reece James for me has to play. His crosses, his shooting. People don't talk about that thunderous shot that he took against Man United.
Yep.
That
technique
was
on that.
But Reece James is one of our best shooters. He's one of our best shooters.
You need every individual that is capable of scoring and assisting in this game. You can't limit yourself in this game against Nottingham Forest. You need to have everyone that can do a job at any given time for us to have an opportunity to win this game. Baba, they've also got a lot of firepower, man. Morgan Gibbs-White's getting linked with Manchester City. Chris Wood has been impeccable this season. I know he's gone through a little bit of a rough spell recently. Milinkovic, we've said, sells. If this guy turns out to be some next level Peter Cech, Courtois level on that day, it could be a long, afternoon for us. Calamerton Odoi, I think in recent times he hasn't started. I'm not sure whether he started against West Ham. Live chat, let me know. But Baba, they've also got equally players. If we are somewhere sleeping in this game, they're ready to wake us up. Do you know what I mean?
And they've got a good midfield also. Like we talk about Chris Wood, Gibbs White, Murillo, Milinkovic, Sells, all these people. Sanyar and Anderson are also decent players, I believe. Like the way they provide that physicality in the midfield. See, bro, we've talked about the tactics, how we can set up and all of that. I think it will come down to intangibles. How badly these guys
50-50s, duels.
Yeah, how badly these guys wanted. Like in the United game, I could only see that fire from James, Caicedo and Cucurella, to be honest. Like first 15-20 minutes, I could not see anyone. George, I think, again, it's not his fault, but he's not meant to play these games, right? Like he was supposed to be a backup at best. Madueke needs to step up, bro. Like I was disappointed with the chances that he missed, but these mistakes we can't afford in a game of this magnitude. We'll get chances. I believe in our team. I just hope that they realize the magnitude of this game. This win, if we get this win, can literally change the direction of the club. One win, you suddenly do all the wrongs right. Suddenly everything which has gone wrong is forgotten. It's forgiven. You are in the elite competition. You are standing shoulder to shoulder with the likes of Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Inter, Real Madrid next season. You want your team to
I love it.
You want your team to do well there. And suddenly you're in business. Okay. So these are the players we can get Champions League football with. Now we need to look at those players who can take us to that next level, who can help us juggle two competitions and make us stay competitive. I don't expect us to win league next season or, go out and do the most Chelsea thing. You qualify for the Champions League.
I want us
somehow
to compete for the
and
league next year, though.
Yeah.
I do.
That is what I was about to say. Like, be in the top two, top three comfortably without any hiccups. Like, don't take the top four risk. Like, be at least in the conversation till March or April, right? And let's see where we get from there. A lot of negative chatter around the manager also. I would just like to request the chat that for once, for these 5 days, whatever is left when we play the game, please stay positive and please back the manager. I know the manager has his shortcomings. I know we have discussed a lot about this team. I know there's a lot of inexperience. We know what the directors and the ownership have done wrong. But just for these 4-5 days, if we could just stay focused on the positives, because we have also done some things right. Hence, we are in this conversation of us qualifying for the Champions League without depending on other results, as Javon said. Like, we expect us to do the job. So I just want this feeling to be around the club, to be around the team, this feeling of support. Later on, if we are not there in the Champions League, we will definitely, rest assured, dissect what went wrong, what went right. But somehow I feel it is kind of fair and unfair at the same time that Maresca's future and the narrative get decided on with this one game. What I mean?
That's the thing. It won't be decided on this game. Maresca's going to be in the job next year, whether people like it or not. We've got a Club World Cup coming up. And
he ain't going nowhere.
There's no time for a pre-season.
With the job, Matiz, I meant our perception of him.
Yeah, but
our perception of him as the Chelsea manager.
People need to know there's no time for a pre-season for a new manager to come in and implement a system. And that's why they say that they sacked Poch. Like people will say, oh, maybe we should keep Poch after the last 5 games. That's why they sacked him, because they didn't want to go into this season and next season with Poch. They wanted to get the next 2 years wrapped up with one manager. And they were clearly not aligning with Pochon, Chalobah, Gallagher. He wasn't a yes man at the end. Maresca is. So listen, you can talk about the manager all day long, but he's not going anywhere. It's very obvious he's not going anywhere. But when it comes down to this game, for me, and I know people are saying, "Oh, Madueke or Sancho." Madueke for me is at least getting into goal scoring positions. He missed the chances, but he's getting into goal scoring positions. We need people,
and he's taking people on, Matisse. He takes them on, bro.
A couple of games ago, when he was cutting in on his right foot, it was, "Oh, we don't even need a left winger." Some people, "Oh, we got Madueke on the left wing. Now we don't even need him." Now he has to be dropped. Listen, Sancho needs to go back to Man United. He does. He needs to go back to Manchester United. So I'm sticking with the person that's going to be here next year, most likely. And that is, at least if a cross comes in, more likely to be at the back post, more likely to get that tap in or get that ugly goal. Because the stats show this season, you know, he's got more goals and he's been in better positions to get those goals. So for me, I need someone that's going to take the shots. I need someone that's going to test the keeper. Madueke takes a poor shot, but Sells, who's been probably one of the top 2 best keepers in the league, fumbles it into Neto, fumbles it into Palmer. That's a shot that Sancho is probably not taking. That's how I'm looking at it.
And Matisse, where we're expecting him to operate, which is on the left side, Ola Aina is going to be there. Who do you trust most to combat against Ola Aina? I'm not really certain Sancho can give Ola Aina any sort of trouble.
Sancho didn't even get Ashley Young trouble, brother.
I remember that.
And Ashley Young's like 50, and Ashley Young's like 58. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
69.
Ola Aina is. It's a lovely number, by the way. But
it's the amount of points we need.
Aina,
The magic number.
The race for 69.
You know what? In 19 games this season, we had 35 points exactly. And we were like, if we get 35 points in another 19 games, we'll qualify for the
we'll qualify.
That is what we need exactly.
That's what we need. Javon, I want to ask you, man. There was a lovely clip that I saw post Man United game. I know all of us, we have our say when it comes to ownership and how we feel about there's no secrecy, like everyone knows how we feel about the ownership and the directorship and whatnot. But Javon, there was a clip of Baghdad Iqbali. He was waiting on the touchline as Cucurella was coming. He just grabbed him and he gave him a hug and he thanked him. Look, I know that they've not done things right, but that compassion that I saw, these guys, I feel like Iqbali, especially, obviously Bowley as well, but Iqbali, the way he hugged Cucurella, it's almost like, brother, thank you. Because these guys, they badly want Champions League football. As much as all these other shenanigans that's happening on the side, that, oh, no, we're not interested about top 4 and Champions League football, did this, that, the other. That was the rhetoric in the beginning of the season. I think for the ownership as well, they see this as a turning point, as Baba and Matisse have said. They also see this as a turning point. If we can make it into Champions League, I think, and as you've been saying for the past few weeks, hoping that the ownership changes something getting into Champions League. I mean, do you feel, seeing that clip, it made you feel that, okay, these guys care, actually, they care about where this club is going?
Yeah, simply because when you break it down logically and take your emotions out of this, they have to care on all levels. Again, they're an investment club. Oh, you lose investment when you don't play in the top echelon of football. That's just what it is, you know. And they can't afford for a club that historically has done well in Champions League football, that has done well historically in Champions League, that has played at the highest level consistently. They step into the club and suddenly we don't make Champions League football at all. How does that look on them? So I'm thinking we make Champions League football, and then that's when the major signings come in. That's when the philosophy has to change just a little bit. Like Baba said, we're playing, so we're standing shoulder to shoulder with the Barcelona, the Real Madrids, you know, the Inter Milans and Napolis, the best teams around in football currently, the best teams in Europe. So, hey, we make Champions League football. That little gesture, the hug to Cucurella, knowing he's been one of our better players this season, shows to me that you're invested in the football club. You may not know much before, but since as you're taking over, you're invested. You're seeing the day-to-day. You're seeing the match day to match day. So hopefully, if you're seeing the match day to match day, that also buys into you seeing what we need when we make Champions League football. Because I believe we're going to win. I believe we're going to make it. The gods are on our side, boys. The gods are on our side. So that being said, it's a positive look. It's not a who are you anymore. It's more I know who you are. Let me give you a hug type of thing. So I'm happy about that.
Love that.
No, 100%. Matisse, did you get to see that clip of Iqbali giving Kukurea a hug? Does it matter to you? Does it bother you? Do you have any feeling towards it at all?
Don't mean shit to me, baby. It don't mean shit to me. This brother hugged one of his employees because he's about to save him a whole heap of money. Of course, I'm going to give him a hug.
Oh, so you're with the live chat.
If I spunked over $1 billion and 500 million of assets were most likely flushed down the toilet, I'd be hugging Cucurella as well. Do you know what I mean? He's saving your bollocks, bro. Because if you don't make Champions League, financially you're finished, and you know it.
Yeah.
Look at the sponsor, Dubai Apartments for a month. I'll be giving him a big hug, bro. Jordan's transaction.
The return of the Mac. The return of the Mac.
The Jordan Kip transaction deal has been pending in our bank account for like the merchant's not taken the you know when the merchant bro, that's been there for like what, a year now. You know what I mean? A year, and then bro, this club needs Champions League football financially, bro. We was doing sell to buy in January. In Cuckoo, we get Tell. Garnacho, you get this. Brother, Gittins, Chukwemeka. This football club needs Champions League football. If they really care, we're going to find out with the policies in the summer. We're going to find out with the accountability if we don't make it with the directors. We're going to find out with all of these things. You giving little hug, tutu kiss for Cucurella does not mean nothing to me. Nothing to me. and by the way, you should have given a hug to Reece James as well, because without that swirl and that swivel and that cross, that goal don't happen. That's the individual brilliance. It's a great header. It's a great run. But he's put it on an absolute plate. An absolute plate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you know what, Matisse? Putting things in the absolute plate hasn't always worked out for us. Our players haven't finished the dinner. So
it's true.
Thank you to Cucurella as well for finishing that.
But he's been the best left back in the Premier League this season. I've said that.
Yes.
But I'm not even sure if I can call him a left back. I think just a utility player everywhere.
Everywhere.
Defensively, he's locked up the stackers, etc. He's scoring goals. Yeah. If this was, you know what? If Cucurella played for any other club, or if he wasn't a bit of a piss taker and he wasn't annoying, he's a nice guy, he'd get way more respect. But because he's a bit of a shit house, he's not that likable on the rival side of things. And Robinson and Robinson, I'm hearing about Robinson at Fulham. Brother, Cucurella has been the best left back in the league. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Two things real quick. Really quickly. The reason why I put the positive spin on that gesture is everything else, similar gestures according to the club, everyone tears it down. There's negativity in it. So I'd rather see that as a positive that's going in their favor for now. Second one,
it's absolutely fine, bro. You don't need to explain yourself. Like, it's good. Like, Matisse gives one perspective, you're giving, and this is exactly how the live chat is as well. The live chat has been saying, oh, they want it for the money. There are certain people that are saying, now they care. It's absolutely fine, man. Like, me, when I first saw it, I thought, wow, okay, maybe they care. But then I thought about it. I can see both sides of the coin here. Like, yes, they need the money. 100% they need the money. Because I've seen, and I want to ask this to Baba as well. Like, I've seen a lot of people say, why only hug Cucurella, as Matisse said? Why hug Cucurella only? Because, as Baba has mentioned, Caicedo played a good game. Reece James played a good game. Sanchez made a very good save. He's made a couple of really big saves in that game. So why not hug each and every one? Why just single out Cucurella? Just because he scored the goal, obviously it's the winner. But if you want to really appreciate the whole team, I mean, Baba, do you see all sides of the angle in that one gesture right there from Iqbali?
It's good. It's positive, but won't read too much into it, as Matisse has said.
Yeah.
Still need the job to be done. Won't matter if you lose that game. You can hug all you want, every player you want, hug them multiple times, 100 of times. If it means giving them 3 points, might as well get a hugging machine. Put every player into that, hug them all you want. I don't give a fuck. Just like what he said. I see, Miss, it's about, I feel in the longer run, them proving right. See, we told you so. Trust the project,
Yeah.
trust the process. We told you so. Like, these players will get the job done. This manager will get the job done. It's more of that I get from that. But see, I don't really care. All I am thinking about is who will score that decisive goal. Who will be that Jesper Grønkjær. I think I'm mentioning Grønkjær's name for the 5th time now. So it's really really on my mind. Like, seriously, people don't realize the importance of this game. Like, it's because we have this financial
Huge.
backing now. So
Huge.
people think we can do that. No, it'll set us 2 steps back if we don't qualify for the Champions League.
Bro, I'm not sure if some of our main players stick around if we don't make Champions League, you know. Like, that's how worried I am. I'm not absolutely sure. Like, they may, but I'm not sure if they're going to be happy to play Europa League football. Do you know what I
They
mean?
won't be happy, but look, at the end of the day, they signed 10-year contracts, so nobody's going anywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Matisse,
Like,
you know,
No, no,
contracts,
no.
bro. These things
Brother,
can be broken. These things.
how
can be
are you
broken,
going to
bro.
break it? The contract is the contract.
Bro,
the only way you can break
Enzo
it is
Fernandez signed a contract extension at Benfica, and he was
We're
doing
not
these ones, and
Benfica.
the next day
We're not
he's with
Benfica.
Chelsea.
We're not Benfica. We are not Benfica. We paid over 100 million for you. I don't know what your book value is right now on your 10-year deal. I'm sure it's like 10 million. It's 10 million a year, right? We're not going to sell him for how long has he been there? 2.5. We're not going to sell him for 30 mil. And that's optically, that's going to look horrendous.
Yeah.
I don't care about the book, what the books are saying. We have not sold anybody that is of any value to us as of yet. That was signed by these guys. So I'm not going to make any assumptions that anybody's going anywhere. You might not be happy. You can go and frown over there. You can go and frown in Topham. You can go and frown at your apartment. You can go and be angry. Brother, go and be angry.
The Dubai apartments. The Dubai apartments.
Dubai apartments. Go and pick a floor. Go and pick an apartment. Go frown. At the end of the day, what's on the pitch did not get over the line. Now, you can say the directors, and I would say the directors could have done a hell of a lot more. They messed up last summer. They didn't give us the right tools and equipment to guarantee that we get Champions League. But also, some of you guys didn't take your chances. Why are we like one of the worst conversions out there in terms of big chances and chances created to goals? Go and look at the individual errors. Go look to your goalkeeper and some of the blunders that he had this season. Go look. Go question your fellow friends and fellow co-workers. Listen, no one is going anywhere, right? We are not.
Don't go anywhere.
Nobody's going anywhere. I'm not gonna lie to you. No one's going anywhere unless we can't sell, which is the big problem here. The Sassies. If Badia Shield's available, you got to move Sterling. You got to move Kepa. João Felix. You've got to move Chilwell. You've got to move
Renato Vega.
Chukwuemeka.
Nkuku.
There's a squad. There's
a whole squad of money right there. That's money. I don't know how much money, but that's money. So all of them guys have to be sold. There ain't no time to be set because you know what?
KDH.
Because you know what? With this ownership, right? They're not this stupid. Optically, if we don't get Champions League, you're already in a terrible position with the fan base, and rightly so. Don't go start selling our best players now. I tell you now, don't go start selling our best players after failing on the pitch. Don't go failing off the pitch again. Go and get a front of shirt sponsor. So there's more than enough players to sell first before you start trying to sell players that have to get us into Champions League next year. Because when it's all said and done, we're all going to be here game week 0, August 15th or whatever it is, and we're going to be back. And Chelsea going to be back. We going to need to put up a good season. We can't be out here selling our best players and then what? Next season we don't get Champions League, we get Europa League again, worst Conference League, 8th, 9th, because what?
We got Esteval coming though. Matisse, we got Esteval, we got Asugo, we got
Esteval in his first season, all that pressure to get us UCL football.
You're on mute.
Hello.
Go on, Javon, bro. Yeah.
I was saying all that expectation on Esteval to get us UCL football in the first season is crazy. I'm just putting that out there. It's absolutely crazy.
We'll talk about the next season later on. Let's qualify for the Champions League first.
Just saying.
Because there's a whole lot of conversation needs to happen around the striker situation also, because I think Jackson showed why he cannot be trusted, right? But right now it's not the time to do that, I believe.
Yeah, look, we can't really do hypothesis, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, this is not the time for hypothesis
Yeah,
at all.
and-
Go
Yeah.
on, bro.
And I was just saying that now is not the time to really discuss about what is wrong with the squad, who needs to go, who needs to stay. It's all about Sunday. Like it's all about that
Saturday.
big game.
No, it's definitely all about Sunday. Javon, look, as Matisse was saying, like, is it, if we don't make it to Champions League, is it over? Like this whole project talk that we do, does it come to a standstill? Like that, don't try to sell me this nonsense again. Or do you still see it as, "Oof, we've just missed that by a whisker, we go again"?
Listen, all of this has context because the way we started the season, again, everybody had their optimistic hat on. You even posted the photo, we're not in a title race. So to come down to the last day of the season and not make Champions League football, it's, I think we're like I said earlier in the podcast, a lot of us will have a very harsh look when we're doing a revision, right? It's not over because I think if we don't finish in a UCL spot, we'll probably finish in a Europa League
Europa
spot.
League. Yeah.
So if you want to spin it where, hey, we didn't make Champions League football, but we can still develop. But if we don't make Champions League football, heads have to roll. It's unacceptable. So for me, the sporting directors has to go. I don't want to change the manager with this sporting director leading the charge. So if we don't make Champions League football, sporting directors has to go. And if the new sporting directors that come in want a new manager, then I'll be it. But the philosophy has to change. Something drastic would have to happen. Because you don't start the season how we started it. And now we're just here in a Europa League position. I mean, we were a point.
I mean,
on 1 point.
we spent majority of the season, as Mariska said, in Champions League position. Like, you want to finish things off the right way. Like, how sad would it be to not, on the last day, not be in the Champions League position? So I think hopefully we get that. Before we talk about some other topics, I want to do a quick round. Matisse, give me your prediction, how you see that match. What your vision, when you close your eyes, Matisse, what are you seeing that day, bro? What are you picturing on that day? Give us your prediction.
I'm picturing a very nervous, cagey game. I think Nottingham Forest will be nervous because the pressure after that first 10, 15 minutes, which we have to get through. We concede in that first 10, 15 minutes, and it's going to be a very long day because the momentum, the energy in the place, the confidence, the confidence that's going to give their players, like, that can't happen. I'm almost sure first 10, 15 minutes, they're going to be the better team. I'm almost sure of that. So we just need to get through that period. That's why Lavia's got to start. But it's going to be very nervy. Once it all settles down, they're going to be just as nervous as we are because they know how big this is for them. This is massive. They've been also up there all season. Both these teams have been third, fourth all season long, pretty much. We were second, you know, all season long. And both teams in different times in the season have had a massive drop-off to bring themselves to this position, which they really, especially us, of course, shouldn't really be in.
I'm sure their owner's probably going to be there as well. Their owners are going to be like,
of course, our owners better be there. They better.
I hope our owners are there.
Bro, their owner is also a mafia type of guy. Like,
you see him on the pitch.
Greek mafia, bro. No, he's actually Greek mafia.
They better be there. But this is gonna be a tight game, and the most realistic result is a draw. But we can't have a draw, so we could win this by the odd goal, and that's it. This is going to be the most nerve-wracking game for a lot of you that you've had in a long time because we finished 12th, we finished 6th. Yeah. Maybe since the cup final against Liverpool last year at the Carabao Cup final, that's the last time you were this nervous that I can think of would have made sense. This game, we're not going to batter them 3-4-0. So just prepare for the odd goal.
tight.
It's going to be the odd goal. It's going to have to be a winner. It's going to feel like Fulham away. Tyreek George or Neto, someone's going to have to do something.
Bro, no errors, by the way. If
course.
someone causes an error that day, you're so finito.
Yeah, of course.
Crucifixion.
Yeah, crucifixion indeed. So it's going to be the odd goal. It's going to be close. It's going to be tight. It's going to be nervy. Because our bench, we haven't spoken about, our bench against Man United was ridiculously bad.
Weak.
It was Dewsbury Hall and defenders. I don't know if anybody else is coming back for this game. That would help.
Well, at least Sancho will be added.
So Dewsbury Hall is our Conference League goat, man. Come on, like put some respect.
How dare I disrespect? So then
He's the Conference League Messi.
So the bench is most likely going to be George, Dewsbury Hall, and defenders. So don't look to the bench and think, oh, we got firepower. No. The first 11 have to do the job.
Look at the way people are saying you in the live chat, like
this brother
like
wasn't.
This is Ronaldo. This is Messi coming back to our team.
All right, maybe Guy will be on the bench, but let's be very serious about Guy for a second. Guy's been out for about 3 months. His get up to speed game isn't Djurgården, isn't Legia Warsaw, isn't Astana. It's Nottingham Forest away, the team that are the most physical, the most shit houses, the most hard tackles, the most physicality. And they're going to play for their lives and try and injure anyone and everyone if they need to. And you want Guy to step into that environment. Maybe you want Guy dead.
For the very first time.
I don't want Guy dead. I don't know. Maybe the live chat want Guy dead. Maybe you want Guy to maybe Guy has lived a long enough life for a lot of you. But for me, I think Guy's got plenty more life to live. He's only a kid. So I don't know what kind of situation you man are trying to throw Guy into, poor little Guy. But I'm not that guy. You man are moving mad selfish right now, you know. It's crazy.
They are.
Let's sacrifice Guy for the greater good of the team.
Bro, these men are willing to sacrifice Guy.
We will literally come down to human sacrifices for Chelsea. The rituals. Oh my God.
They're like,
what? And here comes
chop
John.
Palmer. Chop Guy.
Here comes John. He's a professional footballer. What has being a professional footballer got to do with the fact that he's come off an injury? Well, what's that got to do with anything? Brother, he's a kid.
He hasn't even touched a ball for like 4 months, I'd say. Baba, how are you picturing it, bro? When you close your eyes, what do you see, bro? Honest.
Agree with every word what Matisse has said right now. I believe that they'll not sit back. They will come out and attack us because they also need the win to qualify. And that is where our opportunity will lie. I expect our attackers to do the job. If we get the first goal, we'll have a very good chance of winning the game, I believe. First goal would be very important. I definitely think it is not going to be easy. What Matisse said, we will not batter them. We won't batter teams. We don't batter teams now. We get those nervy wins. Even against a drunk Liverpool, when Van Dijk scored that header in 84th minute, I was afraid that we might get a draw.
Bro, we didn't batter Man United, and that was not a very good Man United.
Yeah, exactly. So we've done well. I predict a very, very narrow 2-1 win for us. That's it. And job done. Let's go to the Champions League.
Come on. Javon, how are you picturing it, bro? What are you seeing, bro, when you look far ahead?
For some reason, I'm imagining a first 15 nervy minutes from us, but then we grow into the game, start to dominate a little, and I have a feeling we'll win 2-1, but I have a feeling Palmer's going to rise. If there's any time Palmer's going to, show I'm above the rest type of player, it's this game. I think Palmer is going to rise and we'll get 2 goals. And I think there's a penalty in there somewhere. There's a penalty in there somewhere.
It would be so nice if we had like a Yamal type of a Barcelona, individual that could just rise for us and just take the game away and just wow the entire universe.
Miss,
That
we do.
I'm here.
Miss.
We do. It's Palmer.
No,
That's the show.
Right now, it can't be Palmer because Palmer's like he's not even Palmer. That's not Palmer. That's Jermaine.
Even against Man United. That's Jermaine. That's Jermaine.
That's not Cole Palmer. That's Jermaine. That's Jermaine.
Jermaine Palmer.
Cole Jermaine.
Do you know what's mad? It's so true. If we had like a Hazard, or like you know when we had Hazard, brother, I wouldn't even break sweat because when you go like a
Kante, he was gonna take over.
Drogba in a final. There's certain players in these moments they are delivering, and that's actually what stops Palmer from. This is why we need to not be comparing Palmer to Hazard and things like that. Let the kids develop and keep growing because he's a top player, but he's still got to show that inevitability factor. He's long career ahead. Hazard, inevitable. Baku, you think I went in there sweating? Brother, I said, how many?
I was so confident. Drogba.
Drogba in a final. You think I was worried? Kante in a big game, N'Golo Kante. This is what these players have to prove because these players have got to show, which they haven't really had many chances to as of yet. We've been to a few finals, but they've got to show that there's inevitability about them. There's a dependency that we can have on them. There's a guarantee that we get with them, and they're young, so I'm not expecting that. But that's what we're missing. We're missing a couple of players where they will not lose against Forest. It will not happen. This team could lose to Forest. Cole Palmer could be on that pitch and we could lose to Forest. I can definitely see that happening. You know what I mean?
Bro, we could get embarrassed as well. Like we could get embarrassed. Like they could score 2-3.
That shit could happen. But the Hazards and the Kantes or the Drogbas or the certain games, Terry in his prime, you just knew we're not losing. We're gonna win. We need to, and also not just the players, the manager, Jose Mourinho, in his prime. You know, you knew certain games we're gonna win that game. We need to win that game. We're gonna win it. If we need to win it, it's gonna be a win. Whereas Moresco, you can't say the same. So that's the thing with this team. Very unpredictable in that sense. You don't know really what you're gonna get on any given day. So,
I agree, man. Me personally, look, I'm obviously hoping for a win, but something just deep inside is telling me it's going to be a draw, and I'm then looking one eye on Aston Villa, hoping Man United is doing something. It may come to. I think this happened to us not that long ago when Thomas Tuchel in the final day where we lost to Aston Villa, and then Spurs won to then kick us back up.
Yeah,
to top
against
4.
Against Leicester. Yeah.
So we lost and we still got into top 4, and I'm hoping.
But we would have
that
anyways played the
goes.
Champions League next season because we won the Champions League final for 3 days later.
This is the thing. This is what our club is. If you can't qualify, both the times, bro. Even remember,
You just win it.
2012, we finished 6th. If you ain't gonna
and we won it.
qualify, just win it. Is it so hard? But we're not in it. That's the problem. We're not in it. But even if we're in the Europa League, that's the thing. That's why I was so angry we missed out on the Europa League, because the Europa League would have given us 2 avenues into the Champions League. If shit and piss can be in the Europa League final, we would be in the Europa
shit
League
and
final.
piss.
Then imagine if we had the Europa League final and we would have tomorrow to get into the Champions League and then Sunday to get into the Champions League. This is
2 shots,
brother. 2 shots.
2 shots of vodka, bro. 2 shots of vodka, and that'll get you going. Do you know what I mean?
Man, we're playing Bozo Gimp in semi-final, brother. We would have beaten them. Have you seen Ferrero Rocher they played, brother? Same teams.
Oh my god.
Baba, you thought if that was funny, Matisse actually said even something a lot funnier as well in Big Six when he said it's like the right ass cheek and the left ass cheek. Yeah, the right bump cheek and the left bump cheek playing each other in the
and
final.
Shit comes out the middle.
It's true. It's true. If we were in the Europa League, we'll probably be in the final and we're meeting one of these teams and most likely beating them.
Matisse, why don't you consider being a stand-up comedian? Try, bro. I think you can really good.
This is my true calling. What I'm doing right now, putting pressure on Paul Winstanley is my true calling. And Lawrence Stewart, this is my destiny. I couldn't have picked a better professional.
100%,
Oh my
100%.
God.
All right, let's go through some super chats, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to all the people in the live chat. Smash up the like button and subscribe. Subscribe to each and every one of the brothers in the panel. Their channels. The links are on the description if you haven't subscribed. Hashvardhan is saying, hello, panel, and hello, Baba. Just a note, listening Miz saying Banjo has to be my favorite thing since mutton biryani. To Matisse and Javon, Bancho, I'll let you guys know on the side what it really means. I don't think I can actually say this
It's
live
bad.
and explain.
a cuss word.
It'll get me,
Yeah,
get me
part of the
demonetized. And
yeah.
I think that would be a shame if this was demonetized. Assad, big up, man. Good luck with that. With that fraud manager cares more about his woke system than winning games or trophies.
Woke system.
Watch us lose the ball. And Assad, he hates Maresca.
He
man.
hates
This guy
him.
Woke system.
hates woke. This is the woke system. I've heard of many systems. This is the woke system.
One day we need to
Woke
meet
system.
Assad because look at him in his profile.
Oh my! I just got a
He's-
cramp. Oh.
He's about to step into his truck of hate for Maresca, brother.
Mhm.
Like
Oh, bro, and that's a heavy truck, bro.
a
Wow.
heavy truck,
Oh
brother.
my
he
God.
he would
That's a
drive
heavy
that
truck.
truck into Maresca. That's how much he hates him. I'm telling you.
Mhm.
He'll
hates
drive
woke
it into that woke system. He'll drive
Woke
it into
system.
that woke system.
Vogue system.
Assad again. Glasner lost Ma, love Charles Olisa, and Anderson won a trophy, turned Mateta into the best striker in the league. That's coaching our way record shit.
Oh my God, Asad, bro, take it easy.
Wow.
Man. One game to go, bro.
He's got receipts everywhere.
Easy.
bro.
Relax, brother. Relax.
Elise, you can see this season why I was making such a fuss about Elise.
I wanted
Elise
him back.
is a baller.
Mhm.
And
wanted
everybody
that.
thinks I got Noni bias. I would have drove Noni to Heathrow myself.
Oh.
Terminal 4. I would
Same.
have packed him a whole lunchbox and I would have sent him to whatever country he desired to have Elise on that right flank. Don't get it twisted.
But just on the side, lads, I know Assad is extreme, but Oliver Glasner has done a madness, you know. Like
Yes.
to do what he has and to win, like he won a trophy with Frankfurt, Europa League, which, let's be honest, Frankfurt winning Europa League is very massive. And then Crystal Palace as well, FA Cup. To a certain degree, you know how we hear all of this nonsense from Arteta, we hear all of this nonsense from many managers, even to a certain degree, Maresca this season. Glasner's just come in, not that much budget, worked with what he's got. He's got some fine players, mind you. Just won a trophy. He's not going out there giving excuses. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Experience.
Yeah.
Experience.
Experienced manager.
Experience.
Knows how to win.
This is it. This is it. This
It
is all it
counts.
comes down to. The guy is seasoned. The guy has been around longer than our guy. Our guy is a rookie. Our guy is in his first ever top flight.
Developing manager.
Hey,
Developing manager.
Developing manager. Developing results.
Exactly. Developing. Neville, thank you, my man. Odoi has been injured for past matches, a draw game. Yeah, I did notice that he hasn't started. So whether he starts or not, look, regardless, they've got some fine players in Nottingham Forest. So we have to be on our toes. Brian, thank you, my man. Drop Madueke, his pants, Reese for crosses for F's sake, up the Chels, effing Chels, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up there, features. Assad, Glasner and Flick won without their players' excuses.
Is he comparing Maresca to Hansi Flick?
To Flick.
An experienced manager.
This
Too
guy,
experienced
all
manager.
this guy does
That's
is sending super chats telling us how Maresca is the devil, forgetting who hired Maresca and who wouldn't hire Hansi Flick.
That's what I keep telling him.
Like,
You know,
And
this is-
Enrique.
and then he says Mateta, like we would sign Mateta. Like Mateta's not got 1 year left on his contract. Okay, go and sign Mateta then. No one's stopping you. He ain't gonna break the wage budget. He ain't gonna break the transfer budget. Go and sign
Get him.
Mateta. Go and sign 27-year-old experienced big man. Hold up the ball, Mateta. Go do that.
Yeah.
Go do that.
And Glasner is also very experienced manager, bro. Like he earned promotion with Lask made them reach the Europa League in the Austrian Bundesliga. Then he made Frankfurt the winners of Europa League first time since 1960. Then he finished fourth with Wolfsburg in the Bundesliga. So he has got a CV, and he has been there and thereabouts. Like, he has found success wherever he's gone. He's a very underrated and a manager who is not spoken enough about. So it's about the experience that he has and the progression from Austrian Bundesliga to German Bundesliga, Wolfsburg, then Frankfurt.
Like, he's done
now
his
Crystal
time.
Palace.
That's what you're saying. Like, he's done
and
his
he's won,
time.
and he's won stuff, and he's won stuff.
That's a
He's
good
won the
point.
Europa and is on his route to winning the Europa League. He knocked out Barcelona in that season. So he has a manager with a credible CV, man. It's not like Glasner has just come in and he's done his job. Like, he has been in the scene for quite a while now. So you have to give that benefit of doubt to our bald manager. Come on, man.
The other guy we were going for, Kieran McKenna. I think Kieran McKenna was the other guy we was looking at. He was obviously at Wolves. And so this is the levels. Crystal Palace are going for more seasoned managers than us. Obviously, Kieran McKenna actually had double back-to-back promotions. So if anything, he had even better experience than Maresco.
Bottom line is, the shortlist is not shortlisting. Saga,
shortlist?
man.
The bottom line is Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to win the Royal Rumble and go to the WrestleMania. That's the bottom line.
Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 2. The race from 3 from 7 is so tense that we could either finish 3rd or 7th, depending on other results. 100%. It's going to be a mad final day. Richie CFC, thank you, my man. Cucurella and Caicedo will be key. I think Cucurella, like, this guy's just got a knack of getting into those areas where everyone else is marked and he's always the unmarked guy because he's that extra body. And the good thing about Cucurella is he knows how to finish, unlike some of the other players that we have sometimes. So I think, once again, Cucurella could be the key player. Roman's descendants, thank you, my man. Gonna be squeaky one, boys. Hold on tight. 100% agreed. MAT Ventures, we need Cole Palmer, not Paul Palmer, on Sunday, or Jermaine Palmer, whatever the case is, on Sunday. Now, brilliant. Thank you so much. It's we're going to wrap it up because we don't want to carry on too much about this. We really just wanted to talk about this fixture because this is the biggest thing. There's no point in talking about any sort of nonsense transfer rumors and whatnot. I think that can wait. We've got this game, and then we'll try and see if we can squeeze another one before the Conference League final. I know Matisse is probably not going to be around, but maybe if we can squeeze an earlier time, we'll see. We'll see what we can do because I think that is going to be another good, important game. We'll see. If we make it into Champions League, maybe at the end of the day, it's still a trophy. So maybe it's still important. Final words from each and every one of you guys. Start with Javon.
Bring them the 3 points. Bring them maybe a 2-0 or 2-1 win. I don't care. Just bring them the 3 points. Get us Champions League football so we can end this current season on a bit of a smiley note. You never know, a positive note.
Huge smiley note, but if we can make it back into Champions League, that'd be nice. Big up Javon and everyone. Please make sure you subscribe to the Final Whistle podcast. The link is in the description.
And the season review coming. And there is season review coming from my channel, guys. Please check it out.
Brilliant.
We will be dropping either next week or after the Conference League final.
Baba, final words, and what you got coming as well, so that everyone knows.
Yeah, so first of all, 3 points, get the job done. I believe we will win. I hope we will win, and I have belief in my players and the managers that we can do the job. So going with a lot of positivity on the final day of the season.
Come on.
And the end of the season coverage on the channel, including the Europa League, Champions League, and of course the biggest competition, Conference League. So we have to talk about that and doing a lot of stuff on the cricket channel as well. The IPL is in its final leg, so do check that out also. And up the Chels, keep the blue flag flying. That's my final word.
Come on. Matisse, final thoughts, and what's your plan? Because you are off to the final as well after this, and then there's Africa tour as well, South Africa. Yeah, let us know what's going on, brother.
Bro, mad couple weeks. obviously covering the game tomorrow. I'll try and get another video out after that between this final tomorrow and the Nottingham Forest game. And then, off to Poland next Tuesday. And then not back till the Thursday. And then South Africa's the following Tuesday. And Champions League final, I think, is in between that as well. So Inter Milan, Barcelona, Inter Milan, PSG, which I'm definitely going to be covering as well. So, yeah.
Are you going to be in Africa for that one?
No, I'm going to be in Africa after Champions League final. So the Tuesday after the final, I think the final must be on a Saturday or the next weekend. And then, loads of just other events as well. I think I'm at an event this Thursday with Roberto Carlos, which will be interesting. I've never met Roberto Carlos, so that should be fun.
Wow.
Playing in that.
Big ups, bro. Big ups.
And then I'm even
ask him if he watches All You Can Eat Chelsea.
I will. Ask him if he wants to be our sporting director. and then I'm even playing at the Bridge on Friday actually as well, which I have no idea what it is, but I've only played there once.
Transfer window coming around. Matisse is trying out.
I'm trying to put a foot through the door. If I could get a couple goals, I might start against Forest. So we need a striker. So there's a lot going on.
Change position with Matisse or Mugo or whatever you do.
I reckon Matisse will fit in. They're probably the same sort of height, shape, everything. So I think.
Bad people are asking us to come to Cape Town. We're not coming to Cape Town. I'm sorry. I know.
Whereabouts in Africa are you going? By the way,
we're going to Johannesburg. And I believe they have like the biggest safari park in the world near there. So that's part of it. And also the person that reached out to us was from Johannesburg. So he's setting up the whole trip, etc. Security, all those things. Cape Town, listen, I'm not saying this is my first and last time in South Africa because the kind of comments we're getting from Cape Town is insane. I'm sure Cape Town has to be down the line at some point. It just won't be soon. So World Cup's the year after, etc. If you're from Cape Town, I apologize. Try and make yourself there in Johannesburg if you can. If you can't, then I'll see you in 5 years.
But I can't believe where Big Six has gone, man. Big up, man, honestly. And stuff that Baba is doing as well. Every other day he's with another celebrity in India. This guy, one of these days, I think we'll have to just call his assistant if he can make some time for us.
Listen, you got it wrong, Miss. The celebrities are with Baba. That's the way you say
Oh my God.
Do you know what, Javon? I'm starting to think they're getting a little bit more of an exposure through Baba now. So
they are.
You guys are too kind, man. You guys are too kind. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Don't worry, Javon. Things soon will turn for us, you and me. We'll get there one day. We're just slowly crawling in behind them.
Miss one channel or the next. For those who subscribe, you'll know.
Obviously, we couldn't have Yunus this week. He's away on a small vacation, meeting up with his parents, and he's having a great time over there. So hopefully he'll be back next time around. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much. Comment away if you've missed it. Watch it again and subscribe to each and every one of you guys. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye.
Peace.